Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for the week ahead, June 12th through June 19th. Your vibes, guys. Your vibes is work face, okay? Work face. Now, what this means, it could literally be at work where you feel this kind of an energy, okay? But it could be elsewhere. What work face speaks to me about is putting on that fake face, right? Holding that face in front of your face and being like, oh no, I'm fine, everything's great, and you just show up anyway and you handle your biz and nobody knows what's going on at home or in that other area of your life or inside of you. Nobody knows really how you feel about things because you show up and you kick ass and you knock it out the park. And that's what work face is about. Really shining in some areas where you're showing up for business even though you feel like you don't want to, or even though you feel like it's almost inauthentic, but it's not. You're really mustering up this deep courage within yourself to put on the brave face, the work face, and show up to whatever areas of your life you need to. And there's a touch on this card, guys, air signs, about feeling like, why can I do this in this area, but this other stuff is so challenging and so hard, okay? There's a touch of this to that. Okay, how come everyone at work loves me and my family sucks? You know, like, take that as it resonates, friends. You are all grown-ups, and you can be wherever you want to be with that. But there is a touch of that. How come? How come I can't be successful in other areas where it's just not where I want it to be? And Spirit says you can. Right now, you're keeping step where it matters, and the rest of your life will begin to raise up and become equal to that vibration in which you feel successful. Okay, it's not inauthentic. It's kind of like fake it till you make it in all areas. You know what I mean? This too shall pass, and things will click together within yourself, within your life, so that you may feel that peace and success in all different areas. Okay, air signs. So surrender. Spirit is asking you, this is funny, to surrender to inner peace. Air signs, let me ask you a very personal and private question. And you can drop your answer in the comments if you want to. Are you addicted to chaos? I'll just say this. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, are you addicted to drama and busyness and urgency and helping people to the point of devotion to where you lose any other aspect of yourself or life? I feel like, whoa, air signs, surrendering to this inner peace may be slightly scary for you. I feel like you're afraid of what you might find in that space, or that you'll feel this peace and believe it's real, and then shit will go down and you'll feel unprepared, like, damn it, I knew it was going to happen, and I let my guard down. So it's funny, your card is surrender to the inner peace. So take that piece as it resonates. It may not fit with every air sign, but some air signs, it may be the patterns. Just honestly, you don't have to drop it in the comments, but just really look at the patterns of your life and recognize like what kinds of patterns are kind of hovering and have been always a thing, and who is involved, you or maybe people close to you that carry these kinds of patterns, okay, that can just suck you in and kind of not let you go. So surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. I feel that this is very important for those who are keeping themselves in this urgent, frantic state, this rigid state where you're always on the alert or whatever, you go, this, that. It's important to take pause, even between activities. More than just restroom breaks, although those are a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of pause as well, in between the next thing that you need to do, or even just a step away from and back to what it is that you're actively working on, to take a breather, a pause, to just collect your energy, call yourself back in, settle and relax for a moment. They're telling me, really, air signs, breathe that air in, man, and allow your body to relax, because your body is in this heightened state and does not know if it needs to panic or what. So you, as the person who is controlling this body you live in, it's your job to give it these little quiet moments of restfulness so that it may be assured that you don't need to be in this urgent panic state or on the defensive all the time, okay? You need to tell your body it's okay to relax, and you may need to do that consciously, intentionally. Some of you may need to put sticky notes up to remind yourself to take a break, okay? Air signs, that's what I feel. So let's do this. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. I believe that with my whole freaking heart, I tell you. Because air signs, you can move the room, all right? Your energy is so dynamic. Air influences everything, even if you can't see it slipping in, okay? And your energy can influence. And taking that pause and that rest and allowing yourself that peace, that moment of relaxation and peace, even in the restroom while you have a cigarette, before you get out of your vehicle, whatever this is, as you step into the next chapter, folks will feel that peaceful vibe coming from you, and you will be received in that way, and thus they will react and act towards you in a much more peaceful and calm manner as well, because you have set the tone first before stepping into the actual environment. Air signs, whoa, surrender to that inner peace, for it affects more than just you. Yeah, air signs have some seriously potent energy, I'll tell you. And it depends on what they want to do with it. Because it's always a choice. I can make you smile as bright as the sun, and I can wipe the smile off your face as well. Just saying. Just saying. I love air signs. I do. But boy, powerful energy sometimes. All of the signs have their own unique, flavors. All right, so let's talk about some additional factors here, and this is from the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. You have two cards that popped out for you. The first card is the Seven of Consciousness, and it says victim mentality. 7 is the number of truth. Victim mentality. So look at this. Now I see how they're saying that you're doing great in some areas, and other areas you may feel like a victim, like a helpless victim, like things are beyond your control. Like, how come I can influence my group of friends or my family or these people at work, but those people that really matter to me are not seeing exactly, they're not picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, that's kind of what I feel here, air signs. Victim mentality. Maybe you're feeling dimmed, unseen, unheard, taken advantage of in some kind of a way. Spirit says you are not a victim unless you allow yourself to be victimized. I apologize to say that, but that is the scenario. And victimization is no joke, and it is no fun, and it is traumatic. But becoming empowered enough to remove yourself from that kind of a scenario or make adjustments to that toxic relationship or whatever it is in your life, standing up to that bully, standing up for yourself, can be part of that lesson for you and for the other person to be put in their place. Victim mentality. Now it also has here, like I feel this also, pity pot, okay? So work face, surrender to inner peace, these other areas of your life that really matter to you and you're not quite where you want to be, okay? So you're shining in some areas and you're a little down in other areas, and maybe you feel like a victim mentality. I'm down in the dumps about this. There's no way. It's not going to work out. It's too hard. I don't know if I can do this. And then you have the angels of the four directions, the four of spirit. Hello, if I can't say slap a spirit on this stuff, get clear about your intentions, man. Your fears and your doubts will negate any hope and the intention that you have to better a situation. Okay, so let me give you this, air signs, very important here. If you're like, oh, my job's awesome, but I wish I had the partnership I desired, or I wish that things were better with my family. Just as a general example, air signs. How come I'm valued here, but I don't feel loved as much as I should at home? Okay, we'll say this. So instead of being like, I want the home life to improve. Okay, I feel you wanting that. Okay, but in the back of your mind, there's a doubt of it will not. And that right there is a clash. So it kind of negates any manifestation of that improvement happening. Okay, so it's really important to double down on your intentions and on actionable steps that you can take to do that. So if it is the home life that's lacking, what can you do to improve that scenario? Is it something that can be improved? These are questions to ask yourself, and you're the one who knows. Are you sticking a Band-Aid on a bullet wound? Is this something that you should separate from? Someone that you should talk to? People that you need to engage with? Making a chore list, a to-do list, holding others accountable so that you may co-create in a healthier way? What are your actionable steps to get you from point A to point B? If you want it to happen, don't doubt that it's going to happen. You're doubting it's going to happen because nobody's doing anything into the direction that will make that appear in your life. And I apologize, my dogs are barking. I don't know if you can hear them. So you are the one to create that action, to create that domino effect, to get you to the next place. So surrender to the peace of knowing that if things do move in the direction of my choosing, I can help influence that by taking it there. But if they do not, then it is of my greatest and highest good. Sometimes we cling to, I need this to work. I need this thing. Whoa, that's no good. This thing to work. I need this thing to work, this thing I'm holding on to. And sometimes releasing that and surrendering to the peacefulness of it may not, but I'm going to do my part. I feel like it's very important that you take your power back and know that you can take actionable steps in the direction of your vision for whatever area of your life is a little bit lacking in something, okay? So, but sitting around, I'm drawn to this victim mentality, sitting around and being like, that's just how it is. That's how it's always going to be. I'm never going to be able to change anything. I always get screwed. Like that kind of thing can really just, that keeps you stuck there. Then, okay, you're affirming left and right that you're screwed. And so you are left and right. You feel that way. You see this in your outer environment, example after example after example of how you get the short end of the stick. Why? Because you say you do. Because you believe you do. So let's change that right now. Do you always? Always, every time ever in your whole entire life? I bet there's at least once or twice. Maybe you didn't. Okay? So let's start with that teeny tiny opening. So it's not, I always get the short end of the stick. It's, I do get the short end of the stick sometimes. Sometimes is less rigid of a belief than always. Always affirms that as truth. So let's retract a little bit. Back to sometimes and maybe often or rarely or here and there. Once in a while, these are ways that we can disengage from that pattern in a very verbal way. These are actionable steps that you can take to change that pattern by speaking it into a different, lighter space. So I want to remind you that you are empowered and you can pray for what you want. When your will aligns with God's will for you, then the energy flows and doors open miraculously and things are whisked out of your life that should have never been there in the first place. Like that is how crazy it is. And Spirit is saying, like, get clear about what you want. Pray about what you want. Maybe even write it down to make it something tangible. When you write it down as if it's something that is true and here and now, then that makes it tangible just a little bit more in this physical 3D reality. Okay, so Spirit is saying, write down your prayers, write down your intentions, whatever it is, healing, for your family, friends, a better job, more money, better health, whatever this is, inner peace, whatever you need, air sign, writing those things down and allowing yourself to co-create with Spirit and move in that direction. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit more deeply. Gemini, you have major arcana card number 15, the devil, okay? And all of the air signs got major arcana cards to support their readings. And that tells me that, like, whoa, you guys are going through some serious energy patterns right now, Okay, so please just know that you are not alone, and life can be challenging at times, and there's always an other side of whatever it is that you're going through. Okay, but you got to go through it and move through it to get there. And that's kind of what I feel from this for Gemini. With Major Arcana card 15, the devil, this does not mean you're cursed. It doesn't mean anyone's going to die, nothing evil like that. The devil can indicate addiction issues, interrupting your life in some major way. All right, Gemini? Maybe someone's manipulating you, or you are manipulating others to get your needs met. Okay, Spirit is saying there's a different way, Gemini. We're not all innocent bystanders and victims here. Okay? But you may be with that victim mentality. If you affirm the victim mentality, then people see this, know this, feel this in your vibes, and in turn they victimize you. Steal money from your purse. Steal your medication, lie to your face, ask you for things. Like these kinds of things that are just unhealthy, manipulation, head games, temptations. These are just sticky patterns that we don't necessarily want in our lives. So what is this about? It's about identifying the sticky pattern and identifying the resolution. What will heal this or heal me from this? Remove this from my experience. What will do this? I don't know. You're not a helpless victim. Call in God, get clear about what you want, and then watch for the door to open so that you may move through this and disentangle from the sticky energy, okay? And sometimes that means calling people out on the spot. You're lying to me. Hey, money's missing from my purse. Where did it go? It could only be you or you. Who is it? Pocket check. I don't know what you guys are up to, man, but this is sticky energy, and nobody wants to entertain this for long. But for this week, I see, Gemini, I need you to know, this might be just on that other area of your life. We're talking about work phase. Please, please remind yourself that this is not your life. This is simply a circumstance. And circumstances change all the time. And you are successful in other areas. Hold on to those. Lean into those. Embrace those. Spend more time doing that if you're able. So much so that it may overshadow this kind of energy. You deserve that, Gemini. So Libra, your card to punctuate your reading is Major Arcana card number 6, the Lovers. So this may have to do with some very important relationships in your life, okay? Or it even can have to do within yourself, okay? So I feel here, Libra, that when things are unbalanced, like you feel it extremely deeply, the scales, hello. I can't even speak right now. Do you see me? I can't speak. Libra, do you feel like you are silenced? Okay, you don't have to drop that into the comments. I feel like with this victim mentality and the surrender to inner peace, maybe you're having a hard time speaking up for yourself or even expressing your emotions at this time, even with people with whom you might trust or depend on. I feel you really pulling in to examine the shadow within yourself, the past, maybe your history, maybe you're doing some inner healing, inner work, that kind of thing. I feel this, Libra. What I do say is not to let that shadow reflect onto the outer world. Okay? So what I'm saying, for whatever Libras this might resonate with, I really feel like you're looking introspectively. Maybe something has happened recently that has set you off a little bit, like a certain milestone anniversary or something, and all of a sudden these feelings are arising from a trauma way back when, okay? And now I'm kind of triggered in my now moments because that's been in the back of my mind. Okay, so that's what I feel for Libra here. And I want to say, is the trigger now? Remember, sometimes this is you stuff. Okay? If the trigger is now, then you know what to do, Libra. If the trigger is now, then you know what to do. Okay? But if it's not now, then that's something within you, and it's beneficial to you not to lash out at others, but to pray for others, pray for yourself, and continue upholding that lovely pattern that you have of showing up and rising to the occasion. Okay, because these other areas of your life that you feel a little more, they're saying downtrodden. Okay. will most definitely pick up, like I said, as you examine and release this shadow. And this is what they're saying. Okay, Libra, I got to tell you this. Like I said, I feel like something is being brought up from the past, some kind of pain or trauma or wound or embarrassment or issue. This could be from a relationship of the past, or it could even be from your upbringing. So Libra, what they're wanting me to say is this: if you have some kind of a traumatic feeling that you're dealing with, or you're just a nagging or something that needs your attention within you from your past, okay, you should know what this is, okay? Sometimes we need to seek counseling for these kinds of things, therapy, support groups, doctors. These kinds of things are tools for us here in this 3D physical dimension, okay? And if that is you, please use your own free will and good judgment to do that, if that's what you feel you need to do. I am not a medical doctor of anything at all. I missed my window on that one, you know what I mean? So what I want to tell you, Libra, is this. What they're saying for you is it's important to identify the culprit of the scenario, okay? And this angels of the four directions and the victim mentality, okay? This is about forgiveness of the past, even forgiveness of abusers or past, I feel like this could have been, like I said, close family members, upbringing, or partners, okay, of the past who have let you down, abused you in the past, this kind of thing. Please, I'm not trying to bring anything up, but I feel like you already have it there. Like, it's on the surface. So Spirit wants to give you some tools to deal with this, okay, effectively, more effectively. You're going to move through these feelings of angst, okay, and feel a little unsettled, and that's so common and normal, and there is no time limit for moving through that inner child shadow work that you are doing. However, something has spurred this in you, and it is a good time to take a look at it. And Spirit is saying, most definitely pray for yourself and all others involved. And when I say all others involved, that includes the culprit. Okay, and that is fucking hard. All right, I know this, and I'm a spiritual girl. All right, I don't wish ill on anybody, but when I have a certain button pushed, then I'm like, oh hell no, right? Okay, so Libra, I feel that here just a little bit. Okay, oh, but not that person. I can't pray for them. They hurt me so bad. They hurt my family so bad. They're a bad, evil person, whatever. Okay, or they're so successful and happy, and why would I pray for them to have more blessings when they're doing so awesome without me? Whatever this might be for you, Libra. Okay? Regardless, Spirit says a very safe and effective way to pray for thine enemy, okay, in some kind of a scenario, you'll know where this is, could be at work, I don't know, is simply to say, Spirit, God, source, creator, angels, divine, whoever you believe in, I ask that you attend to that person, that they may be healed, so that they may no longer incur further harm to anyone else in the present or in the future. That's a solid prayer. That is a solid prayer. Heal that bastard so they stop hurting people. But you don't have to say it like that, right? Okay, so you heard me. You heard me. Libras, that's what Spirit is asking you to do, to forgive others. And it's not saying I accept that past. I allow that past. It's okay with me. I'm fine with it. It's not saying I accept that person into my life now. It's not saying any of those things. What you are doing by forgiving the past and even praying for that person just a little bit like that, is saying, I'm not going to allow that experience to have a hold on me any longer. I forgive the experience so that it may no longer plague me, burden me, rear its ugly head in my now today, trigger me somehow. That is what you're doing, Libra. Aquarius. Aquarius, your card to complement your reading. You have Major Arcana card number 10, the Wheel. The wheel is about the cycles of life, literally the ups and the downs. And I feel like you have upswings and downswings, and I feel like you always have for quite some time. And these could be very big periods where you're successful and then maybe not so successful. And these could be on the daily with your moods or whatnot, ups and downs, ups and downs. Take that as it resonates. But the wheel is about the turning of the ups and downs and things shifting in your favor. Being the at this as 10. The number 10 numerology is like the closing of a chapter. Spirit is telling me right now for you, Aquarius, that you recognize the bad behaviors that have led you to the place where you are at. Okay, or whatever, take that as it resonates. Okay, these are just toxic coping mechanisms, people we hang out with, things that we might say or do that we know we shouldn't. Okay, so Spirit is saying you have truly done some work, Aquarius. Okay, and I feel like you are feeling a little ungrateful, to be honest. I have to say this, a little ungrateful because of this whole work phase scenario. So this is saying like, why in the heck am I happy or successful in this some area, and in other areas life stinks, right? I feel you. Which one do you want to hang on to? You know what I mean? Are you going to keep letting yourself go back and forth between these areas of your life where you're thriving and successful, and then this stinks? Or are you going to address what it is that stinks about that stinky stuff? Aquarius, it's time to take a real inventory and remove whatever patterns from your life are keeping you from thriving in all areas, because you have the potential to do that. Okay, and you have done some work, but there's still more work left to be done. That is what they're saying. Surrender to that inner peace. Quit looking for crap where there's no crap to be found. Quit digging up old stuff of the past that doesn't need to be unearthed. There is nothing there for you to find. I'll say this right now. Your future is where it's at, Aquarius. The present moment is where your power lies. Okay, so put that nonsense that does not matter out of your mind, out of your schedule, out of your life, and focus on what matters, and watch how quickly you advance to the next level. You are not a victim. You are empowered, and Spirit supports you. This time and effort that you have put into this, that you feel is not returned to you, it will be in the other areas of your life that need it. Okay, so allow that to come across board for you by keeping step in those areas that you have to, Aquarius. All right, that's what I have for the air signs. You guys are awesome.